Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin attempted to break out this week. It did close low on the bar. It was a poor close, and back at these lines represent the previous all-time high, the highs of that range. This is the secondary breakdown. This is where the market attempted to consolidate initially, and prices attempted to break out this week. Volume was reduced and below the average, so there wasn't a great deal of intent being shown. The attempt to break out was in response to this little period of consolidation where the market has pushed higher on this bar, consolidated for a week, and it's attempted to float higher this week without a great deal of intent being shown. You can see that volume was well below the average. In fact, if we flip to the daily chart, you'll probably see the attempt to break out. Here was the attempt to break out here. The market did attempt to consolidate for a bar, but then saw some increased supply drawn out. There wasn't enough demand in the market to absorb that supply, and that's pushed price lower. You can see down here that volume was increased on this bar here. This is supply being drawn out in response to the breakout. Perhaps some profit taking or maybe some short sales. There was an attempt to push higher in response to this breakdown, but that also failed, and price closed just lower again on Friday. If we put in the highs of the range, they'll likely be this bar here, I imagine. And that's caught that push higher pretty close. The market's pushed up to the highs of the range. Here's the new all-time highs here. This is the highs of the range. And if you project that across, you can see the market pushed right up to that level this week before supply was drawn out and pushed price back down. Here's where we've been looking more recently. This was that push higher. This was a consolidation in response. We've had a secondary push higher up to the highs of the range. Prices pulled back. You'll probably see the market gather itself up here on top of this level and then make a secondary attempt to push higher if supply eases. Back to the weekly chart. You can see that makes some more sense now. Price pushed up to the highs of the range on the daily chart and has pulled back in response. It's effectively going to test this level for strength. You may get some daily bars that look like this. And then if supply is found to be low, a secondary attempt to push higher in response.